Okay, now we're going to take a look at solving rational inequalities. So in solving rational inequalities, for the most part, we want to find critical points. What we consider critical points are what would cause the original problem to be dividing by zero, and what we get from solving the equivalent equation. Then we'll put those numbers on a number line, check the regions in that work or don't work on the number line, and come up with our answer. So we're going to start off by rewriting it as an equal sign, and we're going to solve this. We're going to also take a look at what causes the bottom to be zero. In this case, what would cause this to be zero is zero. Same idea over here. So one of our critical points is zero. We know that S can't be zero. Now we find our least common denominator. In this case, it's 9S. Multiply by special forms of 1, just like we did with the equations. Multiply by a special form of 1 here. Then we end up getting a 3 over a 9S plus a 2 over a 9S equals a 6 over a 9S. Once all the bottoms are the same, we don't need them, and we can continue to solve that. So now we add together the left side, we divide, and we get another critical point. So the critical points that we're going to use are 0, because that's what caused the original problem to be 0 on the bottom, and what we got from solving it of 5, 6. And we're going to draw a number line and put those numbers on a number line. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to try a number over here to the left of 0, like -1. Well, if I plug in -1 here, I would get -1/3. If I plug in -1 here, I get -2/9. -1/3 plus -2/9. A negative plus a negative is a negative, obviously less than 2/3. So that's going to work. So we tried a number over here and it worked. So that's where I end up shading. I'm going to try a number in between, like 1/3. Okay? 1/3 times 3 is 1. 1 over 1 is 1. Plus, plug in a third here, 3. I get 9 times 1/3, which is 3. So I get 2/3. So I get 1 plus 2/3, obviously not less than 2/3. So I tried a number in between. It didn't work, so I'm not going to shade there. I try a number to the right, like 1. So if I tried 1, I'd have 1/3 plus 2/9, and then we end up getting it so it does work. So when you plug in that 1 and add up this side, it is less than 2/3. So we have two regions in our number line that work for us. So we have to write it as two separate inequalities. Here we have x is less than 0. Then it's two separate inequalities. We join it with an OR statement. So then we write this one here. S is greater than 5/6. With that in mind, go ahead and try this one. So pause the video and then watch it quickly at the end to see if you got it right. So we're going to start off. We're going to find that least common denominator. We're also going to take a look at what causes the bottom to be 0, which is 0. That's going to be one of our critical points. Multiplied by special forms of 1. Write what we have, 5 over 5x plus 3 over 5x equals 2x over 5x. All the bottoms are the same. Therefore, we multiply or drop all the bottoms and we solve it, and we get more critical points. So we had one critical point from the original problem where we were dividing by 0, which was 0. Another critical point, which was 4. And we put those on a number line and check a number in each region. We try a number over here, like -1. Plug in -1 here, plug in -1 here. We get -1 plus -1, or -1 plus 3/5 negative. A negative plus a negative is not going to be greater than a positive, so we tried a -1 over here. Did not work, so we're not going to shade. We could try a number in between, like 1. 1 over 1 is 1, plus, then it would be 3/5. 1 plus 3/5 is definitely greater than 2/5, so we tried a number in between. That works, so we're going to shade. Then we try a number on the right, like 1/5. or not 1/5, I mean 5, so that gives us a 1/5 plus a 3 over 25. And when we add that together, it is not greater than 2/5, so we're not going to shade over there. So our only answer is what's in between the 4 and the 0. One region, two endpoints, so we're going to write it as one compound inequality. 0 is less than x is less than 4.